Hi, I want to tell the tale of meeting Bob, my husband. It was in 1994, and it's kind of a weird story. And I guess I want to talk. I had a dream one time about this restaurant. It was like a horseshoe where I was talking to my aunt and my uncle. And I never figured out exactly what the meaning of that dream was. But I just remember talking, and I remember the shape. It was a horseshoe, and the waitress walked in the middle. But on March the 1st, I went to Austin, Texas to pick up my son. He said that he was hungry, and we were at Denny's, and his daddy said no. So I said, don't worry, we'll eat in Bastrop. He was asleep in Bastrop. So we went on to Brookshire, and I stopped at the truck stop there to get something to eat. And I looked out, and I saw this guy who was all dressed in gray. He possessed my soul. From that moment forth, I knew my future husband was going to be a truck driver. So I would stop and sit at the corner of Fry Road and I-10 and look down at the truck drivers going, where is he? I went back to the other truck stop. I went back 2 or 3 times. Sometimes I could just feel this presence. Bought me a CB. Talk on the CB. My truck driver wasn't there. And then when it was time for Jeanne to go back to spend the weekend with his father, I got in my car and I drove to Beaumont, Texas. Didn't find him. So from there, I took off down Highway 59, and I drove almost to Corpus Christi. I stopped in Victoria to sleep because I was tired. And from there, I went home. Then my daughter-in-law and we took off, and we went to Camp Lejeune to see my son Bobby. Of course, I stopped at every truck stop with disappointment. And then we drove up to Washington, D.C. I hit as many truck stops as Bobby would allow, not finding this man I am going to marry. And then on our way home, I went through Jacksonville, hit every truck stop. Didn't find this man. 2 songs playing on the radio, they're driving me nuts. I was always out looking for this person. And then on March the 31st, I became angry with Donna. I can't remember why, but I took off from work, got in my car. I headed to New Orleans, 7-hour drive. I'm going to go see my sister. I'm going to regroup because I'm going nuts. Honestly, I'm going nuts. So anyway, I drove for 12 hours, making my stops. I wound up in San Antonio. Total wreck. It's just either you get to the next gas station or you get to the next telephone pole. I mean, I've had it. March the 1st, March the 31st. I'm at the end of my ropes. I've got this song on the radio driving me nuts. Can't find this man. So anyway, I pull in, I check into the hotel, and the hotel is next to Petro. So I go into the Petro, and if those of you who know the Petro, they have that horseshoe counter. I sit down, and I'm drinking my hot milk. I'm laughing, I'm crying. I'm really at the end of my ropes. There is no hope. There is no future. And There's a man, he's sitting with his back to me. I can't see his face. And he says, I'm laid over tonight. Like that, I say, take me to the Riverwalk. He goes, huh. Then when he goes to pay for his coffee, I get up to cash register behind him and I say, take me to the Riverwalk. Ha! Then I follow him to where they shine the shoes, and I says, take me to the Riverwalk. I'm in such and such number. I'll go get ready. When you come back, you can take me to the Riverwalk. He takes my business card. I guess he's just being polite. He goes, huh! I go to my room and I cry because maybe that was him. But all I got was, huh, and no response. So I go back to the restaurant and I'm getting my hot milk and drinking my hot milk. And the restaurant is totally full except one chair. The chair is next to me. And this man comes in. He sits down next to me. And I say, take me to the Riverwalk. And he says, okay. So we go to the Riverwalk. And we go to the Mexican restaurant. I'm so excited, so relieved, because all this possession, I don't know if there's another word that I could use, it's evaporated, it's gone. I'm back to my normal self. But I'm still nervous to eat my food, and it's really funny, the guy packs it and he gives me the plate that I'm eating on. And we're walking down the Riverwalk, and I'm going, why him, God? He's old. Why him, God? He wears cowboy boots. Why him, God? He wears a Ritter shirt. Why him, God? He wears a cowboy hat. Why him? Anyway, Bob, he buys me a bumper sticker, and the bumper sticker says, light at the end of the tunnel. And anyway, when he finishes his load and everything, he says he has to go to Houston. Well, Katie's right outside of Houston. I say, okay, I'll follow you. And then we go back to the very same restaurant, because I met him. I didn't meet him on March the 31st. I met him on April the 1st. We go back to the very same restaurant. And then he starts calling me from his road trip after he leaves. And we talk and we talk and we talk. And then I think about April the 5th, I go into my office. I lay my pager down on my secretary's desk, and I said, if you need me, page me. And I gave her my car keys. And I told my daughter, I went into her office, and I told her, I'm leaving. I'm going to Des Moines. Oh, she kind of went crazy and says, you can't go to Des Moines. You can't get on a truck. You don't know the man. There's no way possible that you can spend 24/7 with somebody you don't know. When I got on the plane, there was a lightning storm. So it's like bombs falling all over the earth. And then when I got out of the airplane, I had to walk down this long corridor, just white. And I'm going, is he going to be there? Is he truly waiting for me? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Sure enough, there he was. And he took me to eat a hot dog. And we sat down, and I talked about my month. And I told him I went to Beaumont. He says, I was in Beaumont. But I missed him because he'd already left. He was on his way to Victoria. So I went to Victoria. He was there. I was there. I went to Camp Lejeune. He was 40 miles out of Camp Lejeune. I went to Washington, D.C. He was in Washington, D.C. How do I know these things? I was a real estate broker. I had a logbook where I logged everything. He had his logbook and he logged everything. So as I was spending this month looking for him, I was beside him. But then what I found out, though, that when I was teaching school at Northside High 10 years earlier, he was delivering to Northside High School. So he was always in my close proximity. So anyway, I mean, the story is so much longer than that, but I don't have that much time to give you. But I chose a song for this video. And my phone that I read off of doesn't want to work. There we go. Why is it telling me that? Okay. But this song, it doesn't match my voice. So I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to read it. And if I can, I'm going to put a link to this song in the description so you can hear it. A beautiful song by Neil McCoy. And this song, honestly, almost put me in the crazy house. Okay, let me get there. And I'm kind of getting the flutters because the name of the song is No Doubt About It. Just like every lock, it's got to have a key. Every river flows looking for the sea. And when you plant a seed, it reaches for the sky. That's the way it is. Nobody wonders why. Like coffee needs a cup, you know that it ain't no good without it. We were meant to be together, no doubt about it. Like a hammer and a nail, socks and shoes, we go hand in hand like rhythm and blues. What good is a man without a dream? It's about like a car with no gasoline. You're the one I'm looking for. No, sorry. You're the one I'm dreaming of. Got to have your love, no doubt about it. We were meant to be together, no doubt about it. No, there ain't no doubt about it. Something was missing and it was making me blue, but all I ever needed was you. Just like every lock, it's got to have a key. Every river flows looking for the sea. When you plant a seed, it reaches to the sky. That's the way it is with you and I. Just like a cup, like coffee needs a cup, you know that it ain't much without it. We were meant together. There was no doubt about it. No, there was no doubt about it. Like a hammer and a nail, socks and shoes, we go hand in hand like rhythm and blues. What good is a man who hasn't got a dream? About as good as a car with no gasoline. You're the one I'm dreaming of. Got to have your love. Can't live without it. We were meant to be together, no doubt about it. That song just drove me crazy. And we were meant to be together, and there was no doubt about it. We stayed on the truck for 4 months, 24/7 together. I always knew when it was Sunday, and I think I think it was one of the greatest adventures I have. And I try to keep my story short because I don't want you to be bored. But there's more to this story. And as the days pass, or the months, the years, I'll tell you more about my Bob. He was a truck driver. And we were meant to be together. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will get better at this storytelling, and I will learn how to sing too. So please like and enjoy. God bless.